Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, I have a communication to make. This refers to students. This refers to a visit, an educational tour by students under KE 234 GFBC Thavu Child Development Center to Pendo Kindergarten and Schools. Today on Monday, 14th of April, year 2014 at 14:30 hours. Honorable members, I wish to recognize the presence of teachers and students of KE 234 GFBC, Thafu Child Development Center in Kathonzweni Ward, and teachers and the pupils from Pendo Kindergarten and School in Kaske Ward, seated in the Speaker's Gallery. They are here on a study to visit the County Assembly to learn about the operations and the roles of the County Assembly. Honorable members, I will now recognize the teachers and students, pupils, and body by name. They may stand when called and bow to the assembly as a sign of respect. KE 234 GFBC Thavu Child Development Center. Teachers: Teacher Andrew Mwendo. 2. Teacher John Muli. 3. Teacher Felicitas Kikuve. 4. Teacher Maithia Mackenzie. 5. Teacher Penina Mutuku. Students: Student body, His Excellency, the President of Thavu Child Development Center, Miriam Mwende. His Excellency, the Deputy President, Samuel Savali. Her Excellency, the Governor, Shelina Shumbua. His Excellency, another Governor, Nelson Matilu Mudama. Excellency, Deputy Governor, Naftali Shumbua. Lastly, Excellency Deputy Governor Gladys Ndila. On Pendo Kindergarten and Schools, teachers, I'm informed that some of the students that I've read could be in the other school. And therefore, yes, for the guests from Davu, that is the leadership and the representation of the students and the teachers. For the Pendo Kindergarten School, we have representations of teachers and the student body. I will get the list and read as we proceed, or at the end of this communication. For purposes of the students and teachers of the public gallery and the speaker's gallery, honorable members, the Constitution of Kenya establishes 47 county governments, each comprising of the county executive and county assembly. The county executive committee is comprised of the governor, the deputy governor, county executive committee members, and functions include: 1, to implement the laws passed by the county assembly; 2, implementation within the county assembly national laws to the extent that the laws require; and C, to coordinate the roles of the county administration. 2, the Constitution of Kenya and the County Governments Act further provides for the composition of the county assembly, and whose roles, where you are seated today, are comprised as follows. 1, the elected members of the county assembly. In this case, we have a member for Kathonzweni Ward, representing people of Kathonzweni Ward, Honorable Benedict Maneno. And 2, Honorable Kavai Nzai, who is elected on a Muungano ticket from Kaskei Ward to represent the residents of Kaskei Ward, totaling to 30 of them. Further to that, there is nominated members of the county assemblies through respective political parties to represent children, women, gender, and marginalized groups, including persons with disability. Honorable members, the role of the county assembly as provided for under the Constitution, 1, is for the elected leaders, both elected and nominated, to represent the people in this house and other fora. 2 is when they represent them in this assembly to make laws to respond to the issues affecting people. And 3 is after making laws to exercise oversight on implementation of laws and budgets. Honorable members, on behalf of the County Assembly and on my behalf, I welcome the visitors to the County Assembly and wish them a fruitful visit. In the interest of time, honorable members, I will allow only 2 members to make remarks. Member for Katonzweni Ward. Proceed and press your microphone.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to welcome the team from Thavo, that is Compassionate Center Thavo. Mr. Speaker, I want to welcome them and appreciate them for coming, for visiting this place. Mr. Speaker, Compassionate Thavo is a center which has really helped many of our youth in terms of behavior, discipline, in terms of talent development, in terms of skills, and therefore I want to thank them in a very special way. Also thank the sponsors who have worked with them since the inception of this center, and continue requesting them, that is their trainers and their teachers, continue requesting them to keep up the spirit so that we can continue molding good youth in Katonzweni Ward and encourage many to come to the center and learn. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let my team feel welcomed, feel at home. Let them experience the good experience in this place. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Elizabeth Mothike Muli is a member nominated on a wiper ticket who hails from Kaskei Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to welcome the team from Kasikeu, and I want to show them that they are going to learn and see the procedure of this county assembly. They have the best opportunity to be with us, and I know they are going to enjoy, so you're much welcome. Thank you.
Member for Kaskei Ward, Honorable Kavai Elias Nzai.
Functioning. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I'm very much delighted to see my people coming to Mamokweni County Assembly after actually they have taken me by surprise because I did not know whether they were coming. Feel at home, and you're very much welcome to learn and be together. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
There being no messages to deliver, we proceed to the next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Honorable members, for the interest of the students and teachers of the public gallery, it is important to note that assembly business is conducted following a document called an order paper. And there are usually 8 orders or otherwise topics of discussion. And the first order being administration of oath, the second one being communication from the chair or from the speaker, the third one being messages, any message received from the governor or from the national government to be delivered to members of the county assembly. And then the other orders will repeat in that precedence. And therefore, whenever the speaker calls upon the clerk to read the order is to read the next agenda item. In the county assembly, an agenda item is the same, it is an equivalent of an order. So under the agenda or agenda item or next order is petitions. Honorable members, I have a petition to present to this House under the provisions of standing orders. The public petition by Joint Civil Society Coalition regarding recently concluded Kilome Cluster Development Committee elections. We, the undersigned citizens of Kenya, residents of Makueni County from Kilome Sub-County, draw to the attention of the County Assembly of Makueni the following. 1. The Kilome Development Cluster of villages is the largest in Mukasa Sub-County, housing 10 villages. That is 1, Kithumba 10, Ivuni 0, Malamba 10, Musiamoni 1, Ndingu 10, Mwazangombe 10, Katitu 2, Kitindini 2, Mwanyambevo 3, Kwamulu 5. 2. That the results of the elections were as follows. Community resource persons, Kidumba Village. Persons with disability, Kidumba Village. Faith-based representative, Kidumba Village. Youth representative, Ndingo Village. Another youth representative male, Malamba Village. Trade representative, Malamba Village. Health representative, Musiamone Village. Water technical, Kwamulu Village. Agriculture, Mwazangombe. Roads, Mwazangombe Village. And climate change champion, Katitu Village. Number 3, that these results are not representatives of the villages. Number 4, that as such, Uvoni, Kitindini, and the Mwanyambevo villages are not represented in this committee. 5, that the elections were manipulated with unpicking and climate change champion misdirected at a low turnout. That the venue was changed without notice and hence the whole exercise was marred with confusion. 6, that no civic education was done prior to the exercise. 7, that citizens were not mobilized for the exercise. 8, for the bottle of soda, citizens were enticed to sign the attendance list after the exercise. 9, that none of the newly elected committee members represent the wishes of the public. 10, that even the present members of public shouted down the nominations. 11, that in this petition is not before in court of law. Therefore, humble petitioners pray for the County Assembly to do the following. 1, the County Assembly of Makueni intervenes to ensure 1, that the recently aired elections of the Kilome Cluster Development Committee are nullified. 2, the Department of Devolution, Public Participation, County Administration, and Special Program issues proper notice of new elections, civic education, and mobilize the public prior to the new election dates. 3, that proper new election be conducted in all 10 villages of the cluster. 4, that the new elections are conducted by officers from the Directorate in charge of civic education and public participation. And your petitioners will forever pray. Dated today, in April year 2025, countersigned by the Speaker of the County Assembly of Makueni. This petition stands committed to the Committee on Devolution and Public Service and County Administration to inquire into this matter, investigate, and publish a report through this assembly to the petitioners and the relevant authorities within 90 days as required by the standing orders. I call on Bogalonda to present a petition.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as I present this petition, Honorable Speaker, allow me to also recognize and welcome students from Matinga, that is KE 238, Matinga CDC, which unfortunately has not happened with your office today. So it means that you may not have been served with conclusive information about students and also citizens in the public and speakers galleries. And that is why I thought it wise. We also recognize the students and also teachers from 238 Matinga CDC schools. Honorable Speaker, they come from my ward, and I'm very privileged to be also hosting them today. And also to encourage them as they continue learning through the practical work of this assembly as enshrined in the Constitution of Kenya 2010. And it is worth noting that most of them are my bosses because they have voted for me twice at Kikumbulu South. And also I have future and prospective bosses in the students, and we are very much determined to change the area of Kikumbulu South and also Kibwezi West at large, and of course this country. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to present the petition by the people of Ziwani in Makindu ward as follows. Honorable Speaker, the citizens of Kenya have signed this petition, and I want to draw to the attention of the County Assembly of Makueni of the following. One, that on 1st of December 2020, the County Assembly of Makueni adopted the report of the Committee on Lands, Urban Planning and Development on consideration of the Ziwani Land Use Plan. Two, that as per the plan, a portion of the land measuring approximately 81 acres was set up for the purposes of setting up an urban market, which was duly allotted to the Makindu town residents. Three, that subsequently, over 300 individuals were allotted the Ziwani market as per the attached list, which is in this petition, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, number 4, that now a small clique of individuals purport to have acquired title deeds for the same parcel of land, which title deeds were allegedly issued in the year 2024. 5, that the allottees proclaim that the alleged title deeds and or subsequent allotments to the said title holders are irregular, unlawful, and a nullity in law for the following reasons. Roman 1, the land having been set apart for public utility could not revert to the private use without regard to the due process. Roman 2, the subject land having been allotted earlier in time and subsequent allocation amounts to double allotment, which is unlawful, fraudulent, and irregular. Roman 3, the said or the purported title holders ought to have conducted due diligence towards establishing the true status of the subject property before proceeding to apply for title deeds and undertaking all the related processes. Number 6, Honorable Speaker, that this petition is not before any court of law. Therefore, your humble petitioners pray, 1, and which is the main prayer in this petition, that the Assembly of Makueni intervenes to ensure that the purported title deeds are cancelled and revoked forthwith, and that the allottees' rights to be the said property are both protected and guaranteed, and the county government of Makueni to fast-track the processing of valid titles. And your petitioners will ever pray. Dated 14th day of April 2025, and countersigned by the member for Kikumbulu South Ward, Makueni County Assembly, who is also the leader of minority. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Chairperson, you are hereby directed, Chairperson Committee on Lands, you are directed to prepare a response by way of inquiry into this matter. Invite all the affected persons, listen to them, and within 90 days, we have to conclude that business. What is your point of order, member from Howard?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it is not to find out of order, but probably the standing orders provide for a maximum of 60 calendar days for a public petition, as you have read.
Oh, 60. Fair enough. 60, not 90. Fair enough. So,
even the first one, you directed 90 days, and I felt there may be too many for the people of Muka, as 60 days is provided for.
Fair enough. I did quote that you do so within 60 days, as provided for in the standing orders. So if you find that the standing orders provides for 6 and the speaker said 90, you go by standing orders. So by mistake or oversight was covered in that. I'm on record, but by record cannot go against the standing orders. Standing order number 1, it is where matters are not expressly provided for in the standing orders. In this case, they are provided for. Thank you very much. So take note, it's 60 days, not 90 days. And strictly let us work with the 90 days. That is noted, member from Muka. Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Leader of the majority party to lay papers.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to welcome the pupils to this assembly. Feel at home. Feel free to learn whatever you want to learn from this assembly and get encouraged because, as you can see, all the members here were once students like you, pupils like you, and they have done a lot to be where they are. So feel encouraged, read your books, and make yourselves great people of this great county of Makueni. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly today, Monday, 14th April 2025 at 2:30 p.m. 1. Business of the County Assembly for the coming week. 2. The financial year 2025-2026 medium-term expenditure framework, budget, public participation and preparation roadmap. 3. The financial year 2024-2025 Makueni County Executive Supplementary Budget 2 estimates. So I lay, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, the financial year 2025-2026 medium-term expenditure framework, budget, public participation and preparation roadmap stands committed to the Budget and Appropriation Committee to consider and report within 21 days. To the financial year 2024-2025 supplementary budget estimates committed to the Budget and Appropriation Committee. In view of that, honorable members, all sectoral committee chairperson, you have within 7 days to inquire into that budget and submit your comments to the Budget and Appropriations Committee. Budget and Appropriations Committee, you have to consider the supplementary budget within 14 days and table a response before this house, making it a total of 21 days. Next order. Honorable Elizabeth Muthika, what is your point of clarification?
Honorable Speaker, I want to seek a clarification from the chair. I have listened to the leader of majority, and he has only laid the budget, the supplementary budget for the county executive. I am asking myself where the budget of the county assembly is, when that budget is going to be tabled in this assembly, and when members are going to start deliberation on it, because that is likely to derail the whole supplementary budget process, because the appropriation bill at the end of it must be processed as one. So, Honorable Speaker, I need your guidance on where is the supplementary budget for the county assembly.
Leader of the majority, you laid one paper.
Honorable Speaker, in the House Business Committee, it was indicated that the supplementary budget for the Assembly is not ready. So, Honorable Speaker, probably with your guidance, we may know how to proceed with this, because what is ready is probably the executive budget, and now that we don't have the Assembly budget, Honorable Speaker, I wish to seek your wisdom in this matter. Thank you.
I thought we have just discussed that matter and agreed on a way forward. Now, do I respond? I presume as a member of the Business Committee and leadership who address to it. Nevertheless, honorable members, what is it? Honorable Lunda? You want to speak?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I was also in the ABC this morning, Assembly Business Committee, and at least we agreed that we can move with what is ready, because still the executive budget will inform how to deal with the county assembly budget. So I think that is part of what we agreed, and when it is ready, we can always move it into this assembly. Presidents are also shown that sometimes we have even tabled the budget just on the due day when we are moving the motion. So I think it is not a big problem for now. The biggest issue, I think, was first to study. When we table it here, as the leader of majority has done, it becomes a public document. So that means we can interrogate it at will, and also people of Makueni can interrogate it at will. Then until when we have a conclusive document from the county assembly, that is the time we can also speak about that. And still, the Committee on Budget is still in charge of what is happening, and I think we can give them the leeway into looking at the county executive budget so that it can inform how we deal with the county assembly budget. We have issues to do with the ceilings from Kara and others, and I think that can be taken care of by the county assembly, the county executive budget, which is already placed in the table for public use. So thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I wish to inform the members as the Committee on ABC, when a county assembly budget is ready, I think we will be able to slot it into the business of the assembly. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, this matter was deliberated at length in the Assembly Business Committee. I think both parties of the House were represented. Honorable Kalunda, you have expounded it. As a member of the Assembly Business, one, the supplementary budget as submitted by the County Executive is subject to a reduction of County Revenue Allocation Act, in which the County Assembly had referred this matter to a court of law, and that the Assembly budget has a reduction of over 89 million. The Executive has presented a supplementary budget addressing itself on how to utilize the over and above 89 million. Unless then we get to know the presentation and the nature of the executive budget on how they have applied the 89 million, then the County Assembly budget will not be laid at the same time. The wisdom of the Assembly Business Committee was that we have first let this document be laid, you open the document and find the application of 89 million, and then through engagement of subsequent stakeholders in the County Assembly, inform the Assembly budget. So Honorable Mudike, the point is that whereas the two supplementary budgets may be late at separate times, morning, afternoon, a week after a week, there will only be one appropriation bill. In this case, the Assembly supplementary budget is being informed by actions by County Executive, and only that after the exposition has been laid, then we can do so. Further to that, honorable members, addressing a deviation of 0.9 of 89 million is not a one-man show business. And therefore, there was a leadership meeting this afternoon, subsequently to deliberate on the same matter. Liaison has to interrogate, and we have to put our heads together so that when this document will go to the County Budget and Appropriations Committee, the input of every member is in it. Because a reduction of over 89 million, it is not a deviation of 100,000 shillings. So it is absolutely impractical to have the two papers laid together, because the executive budget is informing an amendment of the County Assembly supplementary budget. That is the position. When the paper was laid, presented to us, it was committed to the Budget Office on Wednesday. The Budget Office scrutinized on the legality. That is why the paper has been laid today. Between then and now, the Assembly supplementary budget could not be tabulated because there was need for the leadership meeting to meet today at midday up to 1 p.m. I hope that matter is responded. Proceed, Honorable Moki.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. One, I appreciate the leader of government business, who is the leader of the majority party in this assembly, for tabling the executive supplementary budget 2. However, Mr. Speaker, in Makueni, we have only one government. And Mr. Speaker, having one government means that we have only one budget. We cannot pass one supplementary budget and then pass another supplementary budget for the county assembly. We either proceed with the executive supplementary budget and forget the assembly supplementary budget, or we wait both the executive and the assembly budgets, supplementary budgets, to wait until that time. Mr. Speaker, until that time, when the leadership of the County Assembly of Makueni is satisfied that they have done what they need to do on the supplementary budget of the County Assembly. Honourable Speaker, I'm saying this because this matter was received on Wednesday last week, and we have competent technical staff. Mr. Speaker, we cannot demean our staff. We have competent technical staff to handle that business within one day. Mr. Speaker, we had Thursday, we had Friday, Mr. Speaker, and sometimes, Mr. Speaker, we also work over the weekends when it comes to business development in Makueni. When we partially lay the supplementary budget for the executive, Mr. Speaker, what we are telling the people of Makueni is that the County Assembly of Makueni is not concerned about what we call development. Because the supplementary budget for the executive, the Speaker, is the one that is going to inform the programs that the executive, His Excellency the Governor, wants to do within the period May, June, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, we are late in budget absorption. The other day we were reading the report of budget absorption as the 31st December for this financial year, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, we are now attempting to derail the progress of the programs in the executive department, Mr. Speaker, by way of delaying the supplementary budget by attaching it to the county assembly business, Mr. Speaker. We are aware, Mr. Speaker, we are aware that there were some inductions, and this is not a secret. It was pronounced by the national government. It was pronounced, Mr. Speaker, through communication. So it is not something strange. We knew this is going to happen. Mr. Speaker, we cannot assume that we were informed about the changes in the disbursement of money for the executive, the 89 million. We learned of it on Wednesday when the supplementary budget was laid. It is assembly, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, in my opinion, we either proceed with the executive budget, forget the assembly budget, or we wait until the leadership of this House is satisfied that they have done what is enough with the county assembly budget.
Honorable Moki, which section of the law requires that both the assembly and the executive budget should be laid on the same day, same time?
Mr. Speaker, we can extrapolate from the existing laws, Mr. Speaker. When we say we have only one county government in Makueni, and we all know that.
Bomoki, in the interest of time, let us address. No, I'm asking, audible, just a minute. Only one microphone can be on at a time, so that we are methodical. I've asked a very simple question. To support your argument and good points that you've put, what has been violated or which sections requires that both supplementary budget or budget for the executive and assembly should be laid on the same time, today at 2:30, back to back, attached to each other? That will help us to find the Assembly's Business Committee to have been out of order. Providers of why Honorable Kalunda is speaking a different version and the leader of the majority was seeking guidance, it was because he was absent in apology. But then the leader of minority is carrying what was discussed, not that there is a deviation. That is the point. And we discussed it over 45 minutes. The majority whip was in the meeting. The minority leader was in the meeting. The assembly business comprised of the majority and the minority leadership. That's the point. So what has been done out of order or out of law? That's what I want to know, so that then the assembly business can redress or correct that mistake.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am applying natural law. Number two, Mr. Speaker, it is natural, Mr. Speaker, because it's just following the established statutory laws governing budgets and government, Mr. Speaker. And we have one national government and 47 county government, Mr. Speaker. And when we are talking about budget, Mr. Speaker, we are talking about a document that is supposed to be approved by this House to be conveyed to the national government, to the exchequer, Mr. Speaker. My point is that we are delaying development in Makueni as an assembly because we cannot make our own budget. That is the point, Mr. Speaker. And I cannot be moved from there because I'm firm in that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, Moki, we hear your views, but I have asked you to refer in the law where the legality is to, in the interest of fast-tracking law absorption on the side of the county executive, the executive budget has been laid. There is no law absorption in view of the funds released. Account Assembly of Makueni is ahead of absorption. Is ahead of absorption and commitments in terms of as at the figures and the monies released by the national government meant for January. So if there are developments here to be catered for, there will be no problem with absorption. The executive is in the right path. And I'm trying to secure a copy of the PFM. There's a copy of Public Finance Management Act there. A member who wants to speak on the same? Yes, proceed. Honorable members, because the system is direct, you need to notify in a way when you wish to speak. The control center is not working.
Thank you, Speaker. Honorable Speaker, another member who is not convinced that we could have the executive budget, which is very voluminous, ready, and the assembly budget, which is only 2 or 3 pages, taking inches to be prepared. Even if we were to begin working on this budget, the assembly one, when the executive brought their copy, sometimes last week, we would be ready. So, Honorable Speaker, we can't be convinced that this budget could not be tabled today. And I guess, and my guess may be right, there could be something that is not on the table. So can all cards be placed on the table for us to progress?
Honorable Kimongo, you are reading from outside. Can you read from inside? When we met, a meeting was announced for the liaison committee on Friday after plenary. Some of you did not attend. At length, we discussed the implications of the 89 million and the county assembly budget, including today's adjournment. Arising from that, there was a request of the leadership meeting, and leadership met today at noon to deliberate on this matter. The executive budget was presented on Wednesday and scrutinized and was ready. The Assembly Service Board needed views of the liaison committee. Every member has a right to give their views on how the budget is going to be, and that is why the leadership met this afternoon. Now, whereas we want to make the process more inclusive as a chair of the board, it seems like the document should be done the other way around. The subject matter that we are discussing here is not different. It is the same. We said in the House business, we discussed it. The leadership has met this afternoon on the same. There is need for input. In fact, as we speak, we will require your personal input on it. It is your budget. It is not Speaker's budget. It is not Honorable Kaleli's budget. It is your budget. And therefore, why should you be denied an opportunity to say what you want to be in that budget? Why do you want to complain about the budget, what it is, when there is a very serious deviation? This is not a reallocation budget or streamlining votes, Honorable Kimongo and other members. It is a budget to reorganize figures and address a deficit of 89 million, arising from an executive budget that have been presented whereby there is no provisions on how that money is going to be supplied. It's not an ordinary. Honorable members, it's as simple as that. Section 135 of Public Finance and Management Act, unless you are addressing something else that you need to put forward so that you put your card on table, as it is that the County Executive Committee shall submit the budget to the County Assembly and committee to the Committee on Budget, and the County Assembly Service Board prepare the budget through the same processes as the executive and submit to the Budget and Appropriation Committee. It's as simple as that. It is on record we have initiated the process of budget making process. This matter has been deliberated for long. If you want to know the details of it, consult your leader of the majority. If you are from the majority side, consult your leader of the majority. Before we came here at 2:45, we were leaving a meeting. So if there is something that you feel has not been addressed on an issue that is in your mind, then you have a representative. And that is the reason. And no one objected to that fact. It's as simple as that. No one objected to that fact. As to the legal requirement of it, it doesn't. Now, here is a supplementary budget that you want to be prepared by a technical officer to address a deficiency where liaison doesn't want to give an input and must be given an input, and including the leadership and other stakeholders in the County Assembly. We will not operate like that. It is not fair. It is not fair to read verses where they want to favor us and not read a chapter or a whole book of Luke, Matthew, or John because it is suitable when it is so. In view of that, the notice for supplementary budget for the county government of Makueni has been given. No deviation can deviate from that, and the intention to supplement, it is there. The moment the county executive committee member provided the documents and have been laid by the leader of the majority committed to the budget and appropriation, it is common sense that every other adjustment in the county government must align to that date. It's as simple as that. So the date of today is remarkable. You can't change it, and therefore the assembly budget must conform to the county executive committee as at today. Honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable Kimongo, how would I ask the leader of the minority who is agreeing with you, now you have disagreed? There was a leadership meeting. No, being a speaker is not easy. Yes?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on the matter that is before us, I wish to join my colleagues, Mr. Speaker, because there seem to be more than meets the eye, Mr. Speaker. Because if there was a leadership meeting, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank you because you gave me an opportunity to serve under you. And many a times when a committee is presenting a certain response, you will always ask, by when? And in this matter, Honorable Speaker, from where I sit as a person, I expected when you requested the leader of majority to respond on this matter, and the leader of majority could not respond, the leader of minority responded. It should have been by when, Mr. Speaker? At least there would have been some commitment that there is no deliberate move to delay the assembly supplementary budget. Because if there is no commitment that we already have the executive supplementary budget, this supplementary budget, all of us seated here know that it was occasioned by the CARA, Honorable Speaker, that the assembly must have been prepared because CARA was passed by the Senate and the National Assembly. And therefore, it is either to tell us that the Assembly Service Board was not prepared for this decision that was made. And it is the time that now we are starting to prepare ourselves, the time when the supplementary for the executive is right here. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, it is my humble feeling that then If you task the leader of minority, because he's the one who responded on behalf of the leadership meeting that was there this morning, to give a commitment to this assembly that then by this date, we expect the supplementary budget for the assembly so that we may be able to consider it as a whole document. Because at the end of the day, if we pass the supplementary budget for the executive, and I am glad you have told, you told the member from Mabindini that the tabling of the supplementary budget for the executive has set a timeline for the whole process, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, we don't want to put this document under pressure. We don't want to discuss the figures under pressure. It affects all of us. And that is the reality for each and every one of us. Whether we reduce which votes, whether we reduce development, whether we reduce allowances, whether we reduce our salaries, it is going to affect all of us in this assembly. And therefore, it's not a document for us to shy away of. It must be tabled, we need it, so that we may forge forward and know what is next. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So, Honorable Member from Ka, you know, you are putting us in a situation that if executive tables a supplementary today, you must align immediately in the morning. So is there a requirement that you align with them? That the same minute, same hour, that you do it, otherwise you'll be out of order. That is a point. And number two, let me correct you. We had 2 meetings this morning. There was assembly business meeting from 11 to 12, and there was notice. This matter was discussed by members of the Assembly Business Committee. Assembly Business Committee is chaired by the Speaker, comprises of the leader of the majority whip, leader of the minority whip, and other political parties represented in that assembly. This matter was deliberated in a subcommittee of the leadership of this House. The majority leadership was represented, the minority was represented. Why the leader of the majority did not respond as to why it is coming late is because he was, honorable members, if you ask a question, consult on low tone so that others may concentrate. Chair budget, Honorable Mudhika, if you consult on low tone, we move together. The leader of the majority said he needs guidance from me because, from the chair of the Assembly Business Committee, because he was absent with the apology. Then immediately the leader of the minority rose to speak on what was deliberated. Now, what do you want me to do? Further to that, from noon to 1, there was a scheduled meeting of the Assembly leadership meeting to discuss the issues emanating from the executive supplementary budget and how they are implicating or affecting county assembly budget, because the decisions to be taken on the assembly budgets are way beyond the service board. That meeting took place up to until 2:15. How did you want us to submit a document? 3, last week there was a discussion on the same matter by a section of liaison committee. And the spirit is that even before this document is processed, you must bear responsibility of discussing it. No member will run away from discussing the budget as it is, because I can tell you, the burden is big and it's not going to be thrown to an individual. So every member will bear a right and a responsibility to speak to it, so that we save time. The document of the county assembly, once it is ready, can be tomorrow, can be whatever time. Even before it is ready, a draft form can be laid. Honorable Elizabeth Muthiki, yeah, I can give you a microphone and you'll speak. You know, if we shout, I've said whatever timeline will be given, the document will be available or can be availed in advance, including adjourning this House now for that document to be ready and be presented. It is not Speaker's document. People who met this morning, they were not discussing their document. And the reasons why we took more hours is because they were putting, not me, more mind and more brains into this matter, including the last 5 minutes. So it is important to pick from members who represent you, who sat in the House business, and who sat in the leadership meeting, and then speak from that point of view. And the last meeting, what was the discussion, and when the bell was rung. Unless you pick from that point, we will get into a shouting match or suspicion for no reason. If you could approach Honorable Kalunda, or Honorable Kali, or Honorable Kisungi Jiria Mwema, you will rephrase what you want to say. I assure you, you will squarely rephrase. A minute before plenary, things changed.
Honorable Speaker, you see, the issue is not the procedure, but the issue is the communication that you are giving us as honorable members. Honorable Speaker, you have read very well Section 135 of Public Finance Management Act, which provides the County Assembly Service Board to prepare the supplementary budget and table it so that it can be committed to the County Budget and Appropriations Committee, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, last week, and in fact it was a liaison committee meeting, it was not a section, it was a fully because there was quorum. The issue was discussed. Now, Honorable Speaker, where the breakdown of communication is coming in is that Assembly Service Board considered the budget cut of 89 million. And these are the issues that were escalated to leadership. And these are the issues that were discussed by leadership or House Business Committee this morning. And these issues could not be resolved in House Business Committee. They were escalated to the leadership committee this morning. And therefore, this is what we propose as leadership. 1, 2, 3, 4. Honorable Speaker, we will be satisfied that there was a way forward. But by the fact telling us that there was a leadership meeting, there was House Business meeting, but there are no resolutions, it leaves us confused as a whole House, Mr. Speaker. We need to have some resolutions and know these were the resolutions or these are the issues that were not tackled. And that's why we are not able to table the supplementary budget, Honorable Speaker, so that there can be complete communication, but not have communication.
Honorable members, Honorable Member from Muka, you have shifted. Firstly, the second meeting ended when the bell was ringing. What caused us to come to the chamber was the fact that 2:30 the bell was rung. I have entered this chamber late, and they had to cut off that meeting to be here. Now you're asking me for a report. There are members from Muungano majority. Their leaders were there. Now, they don't want to consult their leaders. They want the speaker to speak to it. And we will have a meeting after this to deliberate the matter. Where do you want to take me with this? My proposal was very simple. We'll move a motion. We are not just sitting. We get that briefing. Honorable Deputy Whip, you are there. Then we resume and the respective leaders can confirm to us.
Thank you. I wish Honorable Kalunda, Minority Leader, can say in the House what he's telling us, because it is part of the resolution. I am not sure what.
Proceed. Honorable Kalunda was in the meeting. He's aware. And he's not objecting what I'm saying. Proceed.
Honorable Speaker, the matter here is about time. And the leader who was in that meeting should be briefing us. This is the items which were discussed, and this is the way forward, which was discussed. It is the interest of every member. Why is it that we cannot deal with our matter here? Now he's telling us there is 58 million that is to be stopped from procurement. Why can't he say it here over the microphone? So to be that part of the resolution. Why can't you, Honorable Leader who was in that meeting, why can't you say it in the over the microphone? Why should you be whispering us here? Thank you.
Honorable members, honorable members, yes, honorable members. Long after debate, we must make progress. Long after debate, we must make progress. I've given a proposal. Long after debate, Honorable Kimongo, you are seated to your minority whip, and the majority leadership was present. If then it did that the meeting was adjourned because of plenary for 2:30, and that members are demanding a resolution, then why can't we adjourn this meeting? If that is what you feel, then go for that meeting, and I would wish every member participate as a stakeholder so that the document which will be tabled there is part of you. I will persuade you. We will debate. There is no motion, there will be no question. The only way out is one. Either we proceed or adjourn and convene the board, convene everyone, have the document until it's ready and laid.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, out of experience, Mr. Speaker, this is not the first time, but you have been directing that the chairperson and his members to work out and in 5 minutes bring a report. Why we are adjourning, and Mr. Speaker, we are aware that we are going to adjourn members to travel to Homa Bay, Mr. Speaker. We can't adjourn, come here again and adjourn, Mr. Speaker. We came here purposely for 2 businesses, Mr. Speaker, to lay the supplementary budget and adjourn to go to Homa Bay. Thank you, Mr.
Well, thank you very much, member. The meeting for leadership was adjourned. If I ask the leadership to exit, including myself, and the majority and minority, and we resume, have you asked that question yourself? Who will be the leader of the majority? Who will be the leader of the minority? Because we have to step out. That is the point. And a due consulted will not be where we are. I'm allowing members to speak. Point out which am I willing? Honorable Mutindi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think we are just going in rounds, and all members are interested in is knowing when the budget is going to be laid. Just that, because the budget for the Assembly has not been laid. When does the concerned team, how much time do they need? This is the first time, Honorable Speaker, you're not pressing hard to get timelines, Mr. Speaker. We want to know when the budget will be laid here, so that now we can go and deliberate in our different kamkunjis, Mr. Speaker, so that we don't have to keep adjourning for the budget. It is okay. It is not out of order not to lay it, but we just need to know when it's going to be ready so that we can peruse. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Mutindi, can that be done tomorrow at 9:30 or 2:30? Within the next sitting? The answer is no, because Honorable Tivu, just a minute. The answer is no, because Honorable Tivu has made it clear that all of you are on transit to Homa Bay. Now, Honorable Mutindi, listen, let me tell you why it is not easy to be a speaker. Honorable Mutindi is asking for the next immediate time when it can be done. I am open to sit until midnight, until 4 a.m., so that it's ready tomorrow, the earliest. She has also said we don't have to adjourn, we want to know when. So do we then assume that the next sitting from now? I am not for that. At the earliest opportunity, the better, including tomorrow, including now.
Mr. Speaker, I did not say before we adjourn we need to have the budget. I'm saying we need to know when it is possible to lay the budget here, because we are not going to be here tomorrow. We're not going to have sittings. If the adjournment motion passes, we are on our way to Homa Bay. So I'm not saying we lay it now or tomorrow. I'm just asking at what point is it going to be ready? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, I have committed the executive budget, chair budget, to the sectoral committees for the next 7 days. And for your committee to consider within the next 14 days. The next 14 days, according to me, it is today Monday and the next Monday. So those are 14 days. 7 days for sectoral committees. Honorable Tindu, chairperson for gender, will expire on Monday. I am aware Monday is public holiday. I am aware you will be away at Homa Bay from now this evening to Monday next week. So you are effective 7 days as a chairperson sectoral committee on budget and the sectoral, on sectoral committee will kick off from Tuesday immediately after Easter, 7 days, and concurrently the chairperson on budget will have 14 days within that, from the same Tuesday. That is all practical. In between now and Homa Bay, we have to choose. There is Homa Bay and the assembly is not sitting. It is practical, the immediate sitting day, according to the resolution of this House as approved by the House Business, following our request to Homa Bay, is on Tuesday after Easter Monday holiday at 9:30 a.m. That is not my decision. It is our decision. The only time between Tuesday and now, when we are here, I said it is now. You see how practical I am. The only other thing is that when it is worked on, can it be shared in advance before it is tabled for scrutiny of members? That's why I said even before laying it, can the final document be circulated to members because it's members' document? As long as it is ready and it is signed and circulated and it's final members. Then members can canvass the documents so that when you resume on Tuesday, you have engaged and interrogated the document to ask questions or input. Yes, I only have between now and 5 p.m. to see you until Tuesday. Yes, and you propose when you think we can table it. Propose to me.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, you have said it loud and clear that the leadership had meetings in the morning and they don't come into compromise. Mr. Speaker, why can't you rule it out? We adjourn now so that we may go through that document. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And that is my input, Mr. Speaker.
I wish to say something.
Honorable members, member for Kasikeu as a proposal that he thinks we can do it now. But you tell him no. But you are not saying what you are proposing. So member for Mulala Emali, he has views. You are not giving your views. Thank you, member for Kasikeu. Any other member? Member for Kikumbulio Northward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I will start by appreciating the team which came from Kikumbulio North and South. They cut across, and I want to appreciate their presence here. I asked you for that opportunity, but it seems like we are getting heated, we are forgetting. I have people here, and it is important.
Member for Kikumbulio, I'll give you an opportunity to make communication after this issue. There is a communication on the same.
Speaker number one in Kenya for county assemblies, and you have been here for long. And when you hear members raising this issue, that I'm sure you have gotten the message. These members are saying they are aware Kara has deducted 89 million, and they would wish to know way forward, not tomorrow, but they want to get the picture. They don't want to hear things they are running without their information. So I would wish, Mr. Speaker, that even the leader of minority, when he saw, he should have, if he had said we are moving toward this direction, A, B, C, D, members would have just quieted. But you see, there were things which were left hanging, and they are affecting members, Mr. Speaker. 89 million is not a small money, and it is affecting the allowances from January, and we would wish to know which way. We would wish to hear, Mr. Speaker, the negotiations you are making with the executive to handle that issue, because it is of great importance to members. And that is what members are passing the information. And you know, you are seasoned, you get the message. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, honorable members. Honorable Mbalu, thank you for using that word. I would have taken the route of majority to debate it. What do you want to debate? You have said you are negotiating. Now, you want me to tell you on the chair budget, majority and minority, to raise on the floor and tell you we have called the Waziri? How do you discuss that on plenary? It's my responsibility to know what is admissible and what is not admissible. That is not for the audience and the public gallery. Honorable members, Honorable Mutindi, I have broken down, 7 days is effective from that time, but nothing stops the committee on budget from now, including yourself, interrogating the executive budget. From where we have left, we'll pick it, and soonest, that document, in fact, within this week, and possibly tomorrow, when the document is prepared, and it has a signature, and you will participate on soft or on hard, virtual or otherwise, so that you are certified on that particular matter. If I pick you as an example, by even the time that document will be laid, you will have it as proposed for laying, even when you're at Bugoma. That is going to be your homework. In the evening, you will chew it. You will chew it 100 times until you give us proposals on it. But the rest of the things that you want to say, I'm afraid I may, under the responsibility that I have, member from Bitini, I'm limited to say that you are not available. The leadership has addressed this matter. Honorable Kalunda was speaking on house business. After that, there was leadership meeting. Mheshimiwa Kisungi and Mheshimiwa Kalunda, they were present on the leadership meeting. It was adjourned even as before we nailed on each and every resolution. And there is a need to meet members also by the bell that was rung at 2:30. You should be satisfied. Unless you are not answering or you are losing confidence with your leaders. How do I say, I was in a leadership meeting, and then, and to deal with this matter, can we have that leadership meeting with all members present after this plenary to discuss the matter? So that whatever resolution you want to come from that leadership, you are part of it. You are part of it. Honorable Kali sat there for 2 hours, and I don't think he's a slow thinker. I don't think he is. Honorable members, that matter is rested. I would direct that we converge after this. Avail yourself. It is good to speak at the plenary, but at times you have no time for serious meeting. Honorable members, allow me to give another communication. I wish to recognize the presence of teachers of pupils for Now, this document is confused. The first document was KE2, AIC Matinga, Kikumbuli South. Is it so, Honorable Mbalu? It's cutting across. And the other one was Kathonzweni. So Kathonzweni is not KE238. So that was a KE234. And there's a KE235. 238. Okay, fine. I wish to recognize the presence of teachers and pupils of KE238, AIC Matinga Child Development Center, Kikumbuli South, board seated, the Speaker's Gallery. They are here on a start visit to the County Assembly to learn about the operations of the County Assembly. I now wish to recognize the teachers and present. Teachers present are Teacher Reverend Sami Kilonzo, Teacher Dixon Dila, Teacher William Mauta, Teacher Gladys Mwende, Teacher Noah Stanley, Teacher Masim Matuti, Teacher Daniel Kisilu, Teacher Alfred Katisi, Teacher Esther Peter, and Teacher Judy Chumwa. I have noted in that list, we have 10 members. From number 6 to 10, they are referred to as teachers. But from number 1 to the last, the subheading is teachers. If indeed you are not a teacher and a parent, you are a teacher at home or at church or elsewhere. So please receive that accolade. Further to that, the student body is represented by Gabriel Kingi, class representative, Jane Kamene, class representative, Patience Chalo, class representative, Grace Mutindi, class representative, Ruth Monica, class representative, Joy Muriuki, in charge of entertainment, and Emmanuel Munyao, in charge of creative arts. I have indeed communicated the functions of the County Assembly and County Executive and as to why we are. But the only appeal that I wish to make is that Mwalimu, aware we are speaking to our children, I do not know what your children will tell you after this meeting because they had others addressed as Her Excellency, the Governor, the President. And then therefore you may ought to change the leadership positions of your County Assembly so that there is no competitiveness. But aware you came here to learn, you may wish to change the titles of the representatives of the students to conform to the current leadership of the President, Cabinet Secretaries, Governors, Leader of the Minority, Leader of the Majority, Chairperson, Sanitation and Health, which is Dining Hall, and such things to encourage our children. You are so welcome to learn, and I hope you have learned what it means to be on this hot seat. It may look good, but it is not as good as it may look. That was a good learning. Next order. Chairperson, Committee on Devolution and Public Participation, to lay a paper, followed by, yes, you have 2 papers to pay, followed by Chairperson, Committee on Environment and Climate Change.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Assembly today, Monday, 14th April 2025 at 2:30 p.m. The report of the Committee on Devolution, Public Participation, Count and Administration, and the special programs on the oversight on legal licensing and control, conducted on 21st and 22nd November 2022, and the report of the Committee on Devolution, Public Participation, Count and Administration, and the special programs on the report of the Makueni County Public Service Board on the Makueni County Public Service compliance with the values and principles in Article 10 and 232 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 for the financial year 2023-2024. Highly.
Chairperson, Environment and Climate Change.
Honorable Speaker, the paper is not yet ready. It will be laid next week to that.
Honorable Chair, I endeavor to lay this paper is taking rather long. This is a climate 2023-2024. That's another financial year. I endeavor to ensure that we get that paper within the next 7 days as you've indicated. Next week, please do so. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chairperson, Committee on Devolution, to give 2 notices of motions.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion. 1, that the Assembly adopt the report of the Committee on Devolution, Public Participation, County Administration and Special Programs on the report of the Makueni County Public Service Board, the Makueni County Public Service compliance with the values and the principles in Article 10 and 232 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 for the financial year 2023-2024 laid on the table of the Assembly on 14th April 2025. And 2, I beg to give notice of the following motion that this Assembly adopt the report of the Committee on Devolution, Public Participation, County Administration and Special Programs on the oversight on liquor license and control conducted on 21st and 22nd November 2022 laid on the table of the Assembly on 14th April 2025.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Honorable Member, standing order has provided the business to proceed in the manner in which it is in the order paper, except where otherwise the Speaker may direct for the convenience of the House Assembly. I wish to direct for the convenience of students and the pupils, the Speaker's gallery and the public gallery, that we proceed with the statement number 5 and 6 in that order. One is on Kathonzweni, the other one is on Kikumbuli Southward. Chairperson, Committee on Environment and Climate Change, to respond to a statement number 11 as was requested by member for Kathonzweni Ward regarding the non-implementation of the climate change mitigation project at Londokwe Dam in Kathonzweni Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 53 of the Makueni County Assembly Standing Orders, I hereby rise to give a response to the statement regarding the non-implementation of climate change mitigation project at Londokwe Dam in Kathonzweni Ward as was requested on Wednesday of 12th March 2025 by the member for Kathonzweni, Honorable Kennedy Maneno. Mr. Speaker, Londokwe Dam was allocated 2 million and an additional 2 million in the financial year 2023-2024 and 2024-2025 supplementary budget, respectively. The funds were under Kathonzweni Ward budget in the Department of Lands, Urban Planning, Development, Environment, and Climate Change to cater for fuel for desilting of the dam using county machinery so as to provide water to the people living in Davu and its environs. The project had not been implemented and no plans for implementation had been made known, and the fate of the project still remains unknown. Mr. Speaker, sir, arising from the above, the member sought for clarification for the following. 1, whether the department is aware of the said project for desilting of Londokwe Earth Dam, then why the department has failed to implement the project almost 2 years since the initial allocation was made, and C, the member sought to know whether the budget allocations have been spent, and if yes, how much have been spent, and on what activities, and supporting documents to be provided. D, if no, confirm the availability of the allocations or the available balances in case where expenditures have been incurred. And E, the short-term plans the department has put in place to provide water to the residents of Thavo and its environs who were the targeted beneficiaries. And F, the plans the department has in place to desil the dam as was planned and budgeted. And G, when will the works commence and when will they be completed? Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee wishes to respond as follows. One, in question A, whether the department is aware of the said project of desilting. It is true, the department is aware of the project, which was allocated 2 million in the financial year 2023-2024, which was not sufficient for desilting, and an extra 2 million was added in the financial year 2024-2025. B, question B, why the department has failed to implement the project almost 2 years since the initial allocation was made. The Speaker, the initial 2 million was not sufficient since at least 3.5 million was required for desilting the dam using the county machinery. Thus, the project will not be implemented in the financial year 2023-2024. The Speaker, an extra 2 million was added in the financial year 2024-2025, but could not be utilized until the initial 2 million for the 2023-2024 financial year was reallocated in a supplementary budget. Mr. Speaker, after the approval of the supplementary budget 1, the Department of Water and Sanitation prepared a BQ and the cabinet paper was approved on 2nd of March 2025. After the approval, the Chief Officer, Environment, Natural Resources, Mining and Climate Change wrote to the Chief Officer, Water and Sanitation, notifying the cabinet paper is annexed in Annex 1 had been approved and was requesting for the commencement of the project implementation through a letter dated 3rd of March and referenced GMC /Lubdec volume 11/139 is annexed in Annex 2. On 5th of March 2025, the Chief Officer, Water and Sanitation replied through a letter referenced as indicated, explaining that most of the county machineries were grounded and therefore they were not available for desilting as attached in Annex 3, and advised that the department explores the option of procuring the works externally. The Speaker, on 10th of March 2025, the Chief Officer, Environment, Natural Resources, Mining and Climate Change wrote to the Chief Officer, Water and Sanitation, requesting for an updated BQ and designs for the external procurement as annexed in Annex 4. On 12th of March 2025, the Chief Officer, Water and Sanitation submitted an updated BQ totaling to 8,658,240 shillings as annexed in Annex 5, which was way above the 4 million provided for in the budget. Mr. Speaker, therefore, the project can only be implemented when the county machines are available or even if extra resources are availed through the county budgeting. The Speaker, on question C, whether the budgetary allocations have been spent, and if yes, how much has been spent. The Speaker, an expenditure of 81,380 was spent on public participation and also on data collection, that is by the officers, on the hotspots in water and to advise on the conservation action to be undertaken in the catchment. And Mr. Speaker, attached are the payment vouchers for the same expenditure. And question D, if no, confirm the availability of the available balances. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, having spent 81,000, the balance remains 3,918,520 Kenya shillings. The short-term plans the department has put in place, Mr. Speaker, there are no short terms until, Mr. Speaker, a budget is provided to implement the said project. The plans the department has put in place to desil the dam, the department is ready to desil the dam once the machines are repaired or once more funds are allocated to the project. And question G, the department, when will the works commence? The Speaker, the Department of Lands, Urban Planning and the Environment will commence the works once the machines are available or an extra budget is availed. Mr. Speaker, I present this response for consideration.
Member for Kadamsweni Ward.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I also want to appreciate the committee for the responses.
Order member for Kadamsweni. Member from Bitini. What is it? Just take your seat, member for Kadamsweni. What is it, member for Bitini? What is it? You are neither standing nor sitting, not sitting on the chair, sitting at the edge. What is it? The microphone is on.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we're just consulting in low tones. And Mr. Speaker, I was consulting the chair, sports and gender, because the feeling of the members, that was, we have to table the supplementary budget, and we expect the Speaker that he will use his wisdom to alter the sequence of the order papers today. And when you mentioned that you are altering the sequence, we are ready to go to order number 19, Mr. Speaker, and we are just waiting for that moment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
That is a good makeup. Nevertheless, you were not properly seated on your chair. You are seated at the edge, and therefore that is out of order, is not allowed. And you must address the assembly on that particular issue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, at this back edge, Mr. Speaker, the chairs are so close. And Mr. Speaker, I wanted to just whisper. So that is why I...
Were you in order?
I agree that I was not in order, and I apologize. You can't withdraw.
No, you can't withdraw a sitting. So what have you done? You are speaking low tone.
Yes, I was consulting, but I agree that I was not right to sit. So I apologize for that. But you can't withdraw a sitting position.
Fair enough. Honorable members, you're supposed to be in your sitting positions, and squarely in your sitting positions. Yes, the business that's been reorganized first to address business for Kadamsweni and business for Gikumbulu North. We have students from those areas. That is a priority. Proceed, member for Kadamsweni Ward. Are you satisfied with the response to the questions as you addressed them on this house? Are you satisfied?
Mr. Speaker, this is way below my expectation. The response is not meeting my satisfaction. And Mr. Speaker, it is good that the people of Dabu are here. This dam lies squarely in their area. And Mr. Speaker, the chairperson, rather the committee, has failed to answer a very simple question. The people of Dabu and the people of Kadamsweni, they don't want to hear these many stories. It should be very simple. When is the project going to be implemented? Simple as that. That has not been answered. They have taken us circles, the machines are not ready. And we are aware that there are dams which have been constructed using the count machinery. They are there. And I know the words, Mr. Speaker. They have even set aside, even when you look at this budget, Mr. Speaker, there is also money to take care of the repairs of the machinery, the equipment, while they are in my place. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I want to request the committee to go back to the drawing board. This is not what the people of Davu and the people of Kadamsweni want to hear. We want to hear, when is the dam going to be constructed? When is the work going to start? This is a budget that from the ward level we allocated money in phased way. And now that the money is enough and they have the money, they should just go and bring the machine and desilt this dam, Mr. Speaker. These children you are seeing here, they have no tap water in their school. They fetch the water from very far places, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, therefore, it is very important that the chair also does their work well and considers the people of Kabonzweni and this matter as urgent as possible, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Chairperson, taking note of the dissatisfaction by Honorable Maneno.
Honorable Speaker, the member has 7 questions. And with 7 questions, he has only expressed dissatisfaction in 1 question. That he has said the department has not committed when to implement the project. Mr. Speaker, from the background of the 7 questions that he has asked, it is true, and he knows that the money was not sufficient. Because in 2023-2024, he allocated 2 million. In 2024-2025, he added another 2 million, Mr. Speaker. And is being advised, in fact, the department has written a letter, which is an attachment from the Department of Water, not the Department of Environment, say that our machinery cannot be able to perform this function because they are grounded. And therefore, if he says that there are others, Mr. Speaker, I may not know whether there are other dams being implemented by the county machinery in the Department of Water. To be very honest, because it has been indicated that he had allocated 2 million. It is his first question, how much? We have indicated. In 2024, which is this financial year, another 2 million he added. That was supposed to wait for supplementary budget because there was another 2 million for the other year. Mr. Speaker, it is said, and a cabinet paper was prepared and signed by the governor, which is attached for the same. But if you look at the communication, which is attached, Mr. Speaker, it is that the department response to the Department of Water responds to the Department of Environment, responds to the cabinet paper that our county machinery cannot be able to perform this, therefore do an external procurement. In the BQ that was prepared for external procurement totals to around 7 million, 7.9, I guess, 8.6 million. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, the department cannot be able to implement a project when the resources are not there. That is the only question that he has said is not satisfied with. When? And it has been responded.
Honorable Maneno, the member is informing you that there's change of land planned from using the county machines to contracted machines. Proceed.
Speaker.
Use your microphone. Use your microphone.
Mr. Speaker, the response from the ECM is giving us 2 alternatives, but the first priority is using the county machinery, which in page, I don't know which page is this, but it is annexed, the available machineries, which the county has to do the work. Mr. Speaker, the ECM has responded very well, that, and even quoted their BQ at 3.399 million. And the money is available and the money is sufficient, Mr. Speaker, to do the work using the county machinery. We have the county machinery. We know some of them, they have some breakdown, but these machineries, Mr. Speaker, they are working. In other words, Mr. Speaker, I'm aware. So let the chair not pretend that the machineries are all dead. The machineries, some have broken down, but majority of them, they are repaired and they are working, Mr. Speaker. We want water, Mr. Speaker.
Chairperson, the member is very clear. The Waziri provides for 2 options, county machinery and hired equipment. How are you arriving at hired equipment and not county machinery?
Mr. Speaker, when the member says that the machinery are working in other...
Member from Ga, you speak from the microphone at the bench. Where you can be seen. There are some students who want to see you and establish whether indeed an engineer can be elected. Honorable Engineer Joseph Mwema, explain the engineering now.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. It is true I am an engineer certified by Engineers Board of Kenya, and I am glad for recognizing that. But Honorable Speaker, as I was saying, the initial plan, Honorable Speaker, and even from the statement, from the opening remarks of the request of the statement, was this project be procured under the county machinery. And a BQ was prepared, which is 3.3 million. Mr. Speaker, the initial budget was 2 million. And that is why, through the budget in now this financial year, 2024-2025, the member added 2 more million to make it a total of 4 million. But Mr. Speaker, remember the first BQ was drawn in the first financial year. In this second financial year, the department wrote a letter to the Department of Environment, wrote a letter to the Department of Water, which is the custodian of the county machinery, requesting for the machinery. The department responded that all their machines, which a letter is attached from the department, are grounded. And therefore, currently, they were not able to perform that. That is a year down the line, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, the member must change the difference in time when the BQ was prepared and when they requested for the project to be implemented. And both letters are attached, official. And therefore, it is not me who is neither here nor there. It is an official communication to the department. And in fact, Mr. Speaker, if you look at the cabinet paper, the CEC for water has commented on it, that the machinery are grounded. And that's why they are giving the option 2 of external procurement, Honorable Speaker. That's where the change is coming in. It is not me, it is not us, it is official communication. So if the county machinery are not working in my ward, if the member knows that they are working somewhere else, I may not know. You should have indicated that then. I will give a better response by the Honorable Speaker. As an assembly and as a committee, we are very sensitive to the people of Kanonsweni. I would love to see them getting water. If the member is aware of somewhere where the machinery are working, and the ECM has indicated officially that they are not working, he should let us know, and then we can be able to follow it up, either through the Committee of Water or through the departments themselves. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Maneno, member for Kanonsweni. Use the other microphone. Use the other microphone in front of you.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank Engineer Moema, member for Moka Ward, for his honest response. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the people I represent, the people of Kadonzweni, the great Republic of Kadonzweni, Mr. Speaker, I want to say this, that we don't want option 2 that has been highlighted in the response. The option we will go for is the option number 1, which we have budgeted for, which we have money for, and which the county government of Makueni have the money at their disposal to do the project. Mr. Speaker, thank you.
Honorable member, there are 2 things here. One, the department is very clear that the machines are not available. It's a response from the department. Speak up.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Marano, don't cry, cool down. I know you are very bitter, you are very unhappy because this project has taken rather longer than it's supposed to. But then I am here. Please proceed and execute your points. I know you are unhappy. That is why you are elected to be unhappy on behalf of your people. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you know, I've been following up this matter. And the reason why I asked for the statement, I wanted to get detailed of what is happening with my ward money. Mr. Speaker, last time I visited CEO for Water and Environment, they told me that the machines are in Vigoni Zambani. After there, they will go to Ngoma Sumba. After that, they will come to Kadonzweni Ward. Mr. Speaker, the machines are there. The machines are working. And Mr. Speaker, they have put money, even the 4 million. It is not 4 million. They have already taken some money, part of the money, to equip and to repair these machines, Mr. Speaker. And I have no problem with that. What I want is water, the dam to be desealed. The time it will take to repair the machine, let it be in the statement then. The time they will take to repair the machine and the time they will take to come to Kadonzweni to deseal the water, the dam, Mr. Speaker. Simple.
Chairperson, the question is very simple. Now that the machines are broken down, Honorable Maneno would want to know how much time it will require to repair those machines. Then once you get that timeline, you also indicate when the dam construction will be done to completion so that people of Kadonzweni ward can get water. It's a simple matter.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I thank the member for confiding to this house that he had a separate conversation. And as a committee, we were not aware of. Otherwise, we could have advanced that long time ago that there was a separate discussion. But we will go further, Mr. Speaker, because all other questions have been responded. And a request for that information from the Department of Water, when the machines are likely to be repaired and when they are likely to go to Kadonzweni, because he has indicated there was an earlier conversation. We can be able to follow it up from that tone, Mr. Speaker.
So therefore, how much time do you require to give us a response as to when and how long is going to avail the machines, whether they are destroyed or they are working elsewhere, and when the works will be completed?
Mr. Speaker, 7 days. Yes.
When we resume here, honorable members, on the Monday after Easter, we expect you to give us a substantive report as when the machines will be repaired and when that dam will be constructed to completion in the interest of people of Kadonzweni. Fair enough. Chairperson, Committee on Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries and Corporate Development to respond to statement number 44 as was requested by member for Kikumbulu Southward regarding operations of a plowing, reaping tractor in Kikumbulu Southward. Member for Kikumbulu Southward. Chairperson, Committee on Agriculture. Kikumbulu South, pay attention, you have a statement.
It's not on. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, after the statement was raised by a member for Kikumbulu South, the committee engaged the ECM via letter. The reference is COM/3CA Agriculture /224 /027 dated 25th November 2024, who responded through a letter reference GMC/ALPG/ECM/CS/04 volume 4 48 dated 2nd December 2024. Honorable Speaker, the ECM responded as follows. Number one, the issue that has been raised by the member was whether the tractor is fully operational, and if yes, why has it been parked at the disease office instead of being out in the farms offering services to the farmers? And the response was, yes, the tractor has been serviced and is fully operational. The tractor is parked at the disease office for security purpose, as the office is pursuing the recruitment of a plant operator. The other question was, provide the operation schedule for the tractor, especially during this rain season, whether the tractor services are highly needed. When the tractor, provide the operation schedule for the tractor, especially during this rain season, when the tractor services are highly needed by the farmers. The response was the department is planning to engage the ward administration and community to come up with an operational framework of the tractor. And this would be actualized once the department has recruited the tractor driver by end of February 2025. Number three was, when will the tractor commence offering services to the farmers in Kikumbulu South? And the response was, the tractor will commence offering services to the farmers of Kikumbulu South immediately a driver is recruited. And then, Honorable Speaker, there was an additional response on the 19th March 2025. And during the 18th sitting of the County Assembly held on Tuesday, 11th March 2025, the chairperson of the committee presented the response regarding the above statement for consideration, and the response was termed not satisfactory, as the status of the recruitment of the driver for the tractor as earlier indicated, as I've just read, should not be established. Then, Honorable Speaker, you directed that the information regarding the status of the recruitment of the driver and operations of the tractor be availed to the County Assembly as part of response to the statement. So the committee, Honorable Speaker, drew the attention of the ECM, that is Executive Committee member, via letter reference COM 3CS/Agriculture 2025/002 dated 12th March 2025, whose response through a letter reference GMC/LFG/ECM/CS/04 volume 462 dated 19th March to March 2025. And the ECM, Honorable Speaker, responded as follows: that the department has initiated the process of recruiting a tractor driver as discussed and approved by the Departmental Human Resource Manager Advisory Committee as per the attached forwarding minutes, which are annexed in Annex 1, in a reference GMC/LFCD/CO/A/DHRMC/25 volume 1 of 6 dated February 2025. And prepared an intent to the County Public Service Board as per the letter in Annex 2, item number, the County Treasury has confirmed budget availability in reference I would request the honorable members, Honorable Speaker.
Order. Leader of Majority, Member for Kakoweya and Member for Muka, can you consult on Lawton to allow the chairperson to execute the response as was requested by Member for Kikumbuli Southwood? Proceed, chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Don't hurry me up, please. So, sorry, I was talking about the letter that the department had initiated the process of recruiting a tractor, and it has been annexed. So the matter is therefore under the County Service Board, which has promised to finalize recruitment in the next 2 weeks. The tractor will commence offering services to the farmers of Kikumbuli South immediately the driver is recruited. Honorable Speaker, in the caption letter, the Executive Committee member indicated that the matter was under the consideration of the Makueni Service Board, which had promised to finalize. I think it's a repetition of what I've just read. So the committee noted that the indicated timeline had elapsed and therefore did a letter to the Executive Committee member requesting to be furnished with the status of recruitment of the driver of the ward tractor by 17th April 2025. Honorable Speaker, the committee hereby presents the response to the statement regarding the operations of the plowing and reaping tractor at the Kikumbuli South Ward to the County Assembly for consideration. Thank you.
Honorable Jets Kalunda, Member for Kikumbuli South Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it's a continuation of the same problems in the last presentation of their statement, Honorable Speaker, last time. Honorable Speaker, I've seen they have not responded clearly on when this driver is going to be recruited. Secondly, at the last time they presented their response, Honorable Speaker, I was very clear with my objection to the point number, the balance number 4, whether the balance of 400,000 shillings meant for the operations of the tractor at the ward was still available. So, Honorable Speaker, they showed that the balance of 46000 was used to buy spare parts. Honorable Speaker, the last time they had attached those spare parts documents to show they wanted to show that they spend the monies in coming up with those spare parts, which was not true, because even the spare parts which were attached to these documents were speaking of a backhoe, Honorable Speaker. The backhoe is not here nor there. So I'm asking, and they have not responded to this because they are deliberately avoiding scrutiny from the people of Kikumbule South. Honorable Speaker, I will not accept this because these are lies, and I informed the chairperson that time. Unfortunately, the minister doesn't respond directly to this assembly, but through the committee. And that's why I gave some info and intel to tell them that the minister is lying on when it comes to spending 400,000 shillings meant for people of Kikumbule South to service their tractor on this project, Honorable Speaker. We've, in fact, we lost a lot of money since 2020 when Corona just set in, and we have not seen much happening from that end, Honorable Speaker. And it is a high time this committee is in charge of this department. Honorable Speaker, they seem not to properly oversight this department. There is a lot of conflict. The chair cannot even present this response, Honorable Speaker, because he is also conflicted with the department, Honorable Speaker. So this is not going to happen. I have seen also them attaching some documents and...
Order, member. Order. What is it, Honorable Femera? Honorable Mudike?
Is a member for Kikumbulu in order to indicate that the chair of the Committee on Agriculture cannot respond to this statement because he is compromised by the department? That.
Yes. Not once, not twice, Honorable Speaker, I have stood here to show that. And I have seen he is not able to demerit my comments on that, even when he is seated here. And that's why he is never even following up on my statements here, Honorable Speaker, and that should be on record. Honorable Muso, the member for Kilili Kalamba, is not able to follow up on this.
Honorable Yes, Kalunda, are you referring to Honorable Fiambeta, who is speaking on behalf of the chair? Honorable Francis Manyao, what is your comment?
Do something about this, yes. My comment was very simple, that the substantial chair is not able to respond to this issue because he's compromised. Before I started with conflict, but Honorable Mudike is also well versed with this, and I said, well, that is fine, compromise. So Honorable Francis Muso is compromised. And the last time he was here, he said he will not do anything about this statement. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
You are able to substantiate that? Honorable Mudike, what is it?
Honorable Speaker, we cannot allow members to taint the reputation of other members without substantial evidence. Let the leader of minority and the member for Kikumbulu South provide evidence to the effect that the member for Kilili Kalamba, who is the chair for agriculture, is compromised by the Department of Agriculture. By so doing, he will have substantiated his comments, and the House will be able to take that as the truth and the fact.
Honorable members, as you know, that whoever alleges must substantiate. If you report, in the case of school, if you report that another student has stolen a book, you must also be able to give evidence how and where you saw that student picking that book. And therefore, since you have indicated that the chairperson Committee on Agriculture is compromised, you proceed and substantiate and provide evidence. Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm going to provide the evidence in the next sitting. That's allowed in the standing order.
In the next sitting? You will have to do so. Honorable Muthiga, you rose on a point of order on the issues raised by Honorable Kalunda as to the allegations leveled against the chairperson of the Committee on Agriculture on a statement that Honorable Kalunda, the leader of minority, addressed, where he indicated that In his view, the chairperson has been compromised. Your point of order is taken. The chairperson is not the chairperson. Honorable Galunda, you are directed to provide a substantiation on the next sitting, which will be on a Tuesday at 2:30 this following week. Proceed and deal with the material evidence of that issue.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as I have indicated on number 4, that is not answered, and they avoided that, even after the Speaker had directed that they have to show that 406,000 shillings was spent on spare parts, to buy spare parts for this tractor. Because in the attachments last time, it was indicated that those spare parts belonged to other county machineries. And to be specific, it was a backhoe for this county, Honorable Speaker. Ours is not a backhoe, it's a tractor. So that should be well captured, Honorable Speaker. When they have also indicated that they have shown some correspondence that they are going to hire. When you look at the person who is going to be hired, Honorable Speaker, when you look at the request for the hiring, Honorable Speaker, you will see it's a planned operator 3. Planned operator 3. It is not specific. Maybe that planned operator 3 will be operating graders, backhoes, and even other machines, Honorable Speaker. So this is also not specific. Of course, this statement, Honorable Speaker, will drag into the next session. From June 30th, we will start another session.
Honorable Kalunda, out of all the responses, which response or which answer to question is not correct in your view?
To tell when the people of Kikumbulu South will get service from this machinery. Honorable Speaker,
Fair enough. When will the tractor commence offering services of plowing to the farmers in Kikumbulu South Ward? The answer is the tractor will commence offering services for the farmers of Kikumbulu South immediately a driver is recruited. Chairperson, in my view, that statement is escapist. The question is specific when you are giving an answer subject to another condition of recruitment. It is presumed the recruitment has a timeline of 14 or 21 days. So it is immediately after the expiry of the timeline for recruitment for a driver. That should be the time for the commencements. And number 4, take your seat, Honorable Kalunda, whether the balance of 406,000 meant for operations of the tractor at the ward is still available. If yes, indicate where the money is, and if not, explain the money was spent and by whose authorization is expenditure. Provide supporting documents. The balance of 406,000 was used to buy spare parts for the ward tractor. See attached LSOs and cabinet. Now, the cabinet papers. Now, I presumed the attachment of the authorization because an LSO, as an authority of an accounting officer, Honorable Kalunda, there is a cabinet paper processed by account executive committee. And therefore, unless you have a supplementary question, hold on.
Sorry, Honorable Speaker, they had attached some documents to show how they bought some spare parts. But luckily, I was able to identify that it was very clear in the LSO.
Do you have a problem with that?
Yes, I have a problem with that.
What is the problem?
Because the money should be here. The money has not been spent yet on...
What do you want us to do? You have asked the whereabouts of 406,000. You have been told where it is.
No, they have said they've spent the money on spare parts, which, when whatever they had attached here, Honorable Speaker, was spare parts for other machines, a backhoe, to be specific. So that means we spend money for Kikumbulu South.
We have, hold on. You have been told where your money is, whether in your tractor or another tractor. Full stop. Your question is whether there is a balance and how that balance was spent and with whose authorization. Answer, there is a balance. Spend on tractor, whether yours or another one. Authorization provided, yes, there's a copy of LSO There's a cabinet paper originated and processed by executive committee member. So the persons responsible for expenditure is the waziri and the CEO. 2, the monies were spent on another machine, not yours according to you. Now, this question is answered as asked. Now, if you want to ask a supplementary question, as because you might have been intending that the money was spent on your tractor, it is now ask another question as to, where is that question? You have only said they have. Question number? Number.
So it was not satisfactory in the first place. So the speaker, that time, ordered and instructed the committee to come up with another response because this was not a response which was satisfactory. Now they have avoided the question on number 4 because in the first place, they had done the wrong thing by indicating our balances were spent on this tractor.
Honorable Kalunda, I'm asking you, you have asked a simple, where is there a balance? Yes. Where was it spent? Other tractors. Who authorized? Was it and CEO? Full stop. It's like going to a police. It's like you are arrested. Are you the one who stole? Yes. So the next thing, you read the law and act. Now let's move. No, what else do you want to ask? You can't ask a member to be, you can only ask the speaker to find the member for Mavindini.
On order, but we are calling on a point of order. Yes, to inquire whether it's in order for us to spend the entire time with only one thing and a dialogue between the speaker and the member. We cannot spend all this time. I mean, we need to discuss serious matters like that.
Honorable, order, Kalunda, order. Honorable Kimongo, this is Honorable Kalunda's question. I usually don't curtail members from resolving an issue where they ask for statements. And you allowed me to speak. The member is in order, for information. The member is in order, Honorable Tivu. And I was directing him. He has been given 3 answers. Where is the balance? He has been shown. Who authorized this? There's a cabinet paper. It means there's a signature of the CEO and Waziri. There's a LSO. Where was it spent? He said on other machines. You should have now gone ahead to develop another question to follow your money. Because they have admitted there is balance and we spend it on that machine. Where is that question? Number what? Order. I'm reminded that, Honorable Kalunda, let me guide you. Question 3 is not properly answered, and that was still a pending matter. It is still a narrative. For there to be a recruiter driver, there ought to be a timeline. Advertisement for driver, 40 days, whatever, 21 or 50, meaning that operations will start after 50 days or whatever days. Chairperson, we expect better than this on that. 2, question 4 is answered as asked. If you want a supplementary question on this, can you do so? Where is it?
The chair said they presented this, then the speaker said this was not satisfactory. So they should do that. So I don't know whoever omitted this on question 4 because I didn't.
Let me tell you how we deal with it. It's okay, we are not making progress. We are just going around an issue. To make progress, you have an issue with question 4, a B of it, which we do not have now. But order, you are not on microphone. Honorable Kimongo now is in order. You are not on mic. Please take your seat. And you should know that I defend statements. I can gather you have a question B or 4. It is not with me. It could be in another document. That document may not be availed now. In the subsequent sitting, you need to avail that document, Chair. Check whether there is such a question as to the question beyond 404 and how it has been explained and get it responded. If it has not been questioned, attempt, Honorable Galunda, to make it available for the chairperson to respond in the subsequent sitting. If the chair doesn't have the answer now, we will not get it now. And if the question is not asked, it cannot be answered. Fair enough. Chairperson, how long?
Honorable Speaker, thank you. Our committee usually sits down on Mondays, and the coming Monday, as you know, it's a public holiday. So I would kindly request for 10 days. That is the week after we resume, so that we can give a response that will be satisfactory to the member of Kikumbulu South.
Honorable Galunda, is the tractor operational now as we speak? Is the tractor operational now as we speak? Fair enough. Take your cool. Take your cool. Honorable Fiamet, this statement was raised a while back. This question, in November 2024. There came a season for November, and there was a December, there was a January of 2025, another season. It would have been fair if this matter was resolved for that tractor to help people. Monday is too far for you to cause a response as to when. And your committee does not necessarily need to sit to consider a question on when, because it's not a decision. The member is asking a very procedural, straight issue. When will this driver be available? Is it 41 days from now, 100 days, or this number of days? Once you get that response, when we resume immediately, it is going to be in the order paper. So the committee doesn't have to sit. You raise and convey the commitment of the executive on the timeline. If it will not be satisfactory, then we will ask the committee to sit and consider it. I don't think it's necessary for the committee to meet unless they have a reason to.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, then, can I request that we give the response on Tuesday, 2:30? Tuesday, 2:30.
That is it. I'm informed that there's a letter expected on 17th of April, on the same issues. And it is the document, page 5 of 6. 17th of April, we're expecting. If there is an issue that needs to be responded to, and Honorable Galunda, if you want to ask for your money back, another supplementary question, cause it now so that will be sorted together with this. Nevertheless, we're expecting a response on Tuesday at 2:30. It's a simple thing. Honorable members, for the convenience of the House, I would direct to proceed to order number 19. Now, once we are done with the order number 19, considering, yes, order number 19, it's 10 minutes to. Leader of the majority. Next order.
Order number 19, procedural motion, alteration of the calendar for regular sessions 2025.
Leader of the majority.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to move this procedural motion. I beg to move this the following procedural motion. That pursuant to standing order 31-4, this Assembly resolves to alter its calendar for regular sessions 2025 to adjourn today, Monday, 14th April 2025, and resume its sitting on Tuesday, 22nd April 2025. Honorable Speaker, I think this particular procedural motion doesn't need a lot of explanation, because we had a meeting with almost all the members and resolved to do this for the sake of our children who are playing in Homa Bay, and as a team, we want to go there and join our voters in trying to win the trophies there and making our county proud as it should be. So, Honorable Speaker, I now call upon the leader of the minority party to second this motion.
Honorable members, I now propose a question that pursuant to the provision standing order number 31, paragraph 4, this assembly resolves to alter its calendar for regular sessions 2025 to adjourn today, Monday, 14th of April, 2025, and resume its sitting on Tuesday, 22nd of April, 2025. The floor is open. Mover of the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think members are in agreement.
Honorable members, I put the question that pursuant to the standing order number 31, paragraph 4, this assembly resolved to alter calendar for regular sessions 2025 to adjourn today, Monday, 14th of April 2025, and resume its sitting on Tuesday, 22nd of April 2025. Will as many as of that opinion say nay? Aye. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I didn't know that adjournment motions members are too much alert than the other motions. Honorable members, with that motion approved, the House stands adjourned until that particular date. That notwithstanding, honorable members, as you have indicated, the requisite document that committee on sectoral committees on sectoral committees to interrogate the budget within 7 days. We will not push further from Friday, and if possible, you should be able to give your feedback on the sitting day of Wednesday next week, and latest that week. Therefore, the week after we resume, it's common good practice that we should be deliberating on the report. So interrogate the budget on individual basis, at the committee basis, at committee level, both the assembly and the executive, so that even before we resume, that issues that may spend more time for us when we resume on Tuesday, they have been canvassed, raised, and responded to save time, because we're at the verge of the end of financial year. Time now being 17:00, the assembly stands adjourned until Tuesday, 22nd of April, 2025, and at 9:30 hours.